Black Adam, first of all, is an anti-hero. This is a sort of an introduction of a completely new genre, because usually we know the good, we know the bad, hero, villain, but Black Adam is doing his own thing, walking to his own rules. And that's the thing, when DJ says the hierarchy of the DCU is about to change, is because he changed the rules. And this brother knows what he's doing.
While the movie can be dark, it's actually the entire movie takes place like blue sky and day. And then also I think there's some really deep themes in here. It's like we don't live in a black and white world. And, and I feel that's what's happening is we need someone to kind of try and bring that gray together, and that's what Black Adam does.
As a comic book nerd growing up, to find myself in the film business, and to have the opportunity, a very rare privilege, to tell a superhero story, an anti-hero story in this case. There's not many opportunities. All the characters are round up. There's not many homes that you can do it. There's not many producers get to do it, so we feel so honored and lucky to do it. And to bring a character like Black Adam to life that is so disruptive and so powerful, it's really cool. And for the ramifications for the DC universe, we love that. Because when a guy like Black Adam appears, everyone notices. It causes a problem.
One of those things where when you first start talking about it, you're like, this is awesome. We get to launch all these 5 new characters. Then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second. We don't have costumes that we then get to reinvent. We have to start from scratch, you know what I mean? And that's really, really important. We have to create those characters, their backstory. We have to figure out narratives that really work for all of them. And have a room in a 2-hour movie for 5 new characters. Make sure you service Black Adam. It was a lot, with 3,000 visual effects shots. And but you know what? We have an amazing team, and everyone came together and made a great film, I think.
For us, it's the biggest movie of our career, so everything that we did beforehand was a great experience, but we also used as just knowledge that we were going to be able to apply to Black Adam. Every team, we assembled the best of the best that we've worked with. Our visual effects supervisor is an Oscar winner, our special effects coordinator is an Oscar winner, our DP is an Oscar-nominated DP. We really brought the best because we wanted to bring full power to the film and to the cinematic experience to make sure fans enjoyed it.
We broke a lot of new technologies that had never been used before. There's no wires used for the flying in this film. So that's something we're really proud of. We want to make sure the flying felt different, and we wanted to make sure that, with all the superhero movies that are made between Marvel and DC, we made sure that we had our own lane. And I think we really did by having an anti-hero, by having Dwayne Johnson, and by having new technology.
For me, that's sort of the whole point of what we do in our art, is that we take the risk to put these people out, to put these characters out, so that people can be introduced to them or reintroduced in the best way possible. And, it is our job to create these relationships between the fans and the characters, so to be able to take somebody new and give that, it's an honor and a very rare privilege.
I myself am Persian. Everything that's happening in Iran right now, it's like my DNA is on fire, being able to be here as Adriana, to portray this, this woman on the ground trying to evoke change. It's kind of an honor for me to speak on that behalf.
I feel like I just really wanted to create something that I hadn't really seen before. And the first time we watched the film, I was blown away. I had watched so many superhero films, anything fantasy oriented, and when I saw her, I was like, I've never seen this person before, and that brought me so much joy.
You film and you hope that you have a good time while you film, or at the very least you hope that it's a fulfilling experience while you film. And on a movie that's gargantuan like this, with such an incredible cast and people whose reputations precede them, I think a lot of times people like Pierce Brosnan, or people like even Aldous or The Rock, they don't necessarily have to have time for everyone. And on this film, it's just not the case, man. They were just such sweet, sweet people.
From top to bottom, like the first day to the last, I was just kind of pinching myself, that I was there. I had worked with the director before, Jama, so even though, it's so large in its production value and its scale, there was something about it that still kind of felt like we were doing an indie movie, It's like we all genuinely like each other so much, and there was so much just natural intimacy between one another. It felt small when it came down to the actual work.
We would go to set to just hang out. I was like, oh, you're working today? Cool, I'll just hang out in your trailer. That was the vibe and the energy, so it was truly really incredible.
Just being considered for the role was an honor and something that I'm super grateful for. Joining a cast like Dwayne Johnson, joining, or I guess a legend like Dwayne Johnson, who literally created this, or has willed this into existence for the last 15 years. John McCletser, our director, Lawrence Sher, our DP, And then being alongside Pierce Brosnan, Aldous Hodge. I mean, it's mind-blowing.
You know what it is? It's like it's a dream come true, but then what happens is now it's going really fast. Now you try and savor it because it leaves like the movie will be out Friday, and before you know it's going, you just want to savor it a little bit because it was so long to get here, you know, and you're like, now it's leaving. So it's awesome.
What a massive film, and what a cool opportunity to be able to like exercise your imagination and then actually see it visually, and like everything that you could have possibly imagined just completely superseded and shown on a massive screen like this. It's ridiculous.